Welcome back. I'm glad to see people are looking at my videos and just respecting the message that I have out there. And I'm gonna try to make these videos as quick as possible, but sometimes I kind of get lost in my thoughts and maybe over-explain things a bit. But it's just really important to me that I get my point across anytime I'm speaking to people. I think that's important. I think I'm a good communicator too. So um, anyway, today I kind of want to talk about um, self-destruction versus um, self-love. And I'll talk about both, and I'll start with self-destruction first. And really, a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about, if you even look back in your life, just not this subject, but if you look back at your life, you'll notice that, excuse me, you'll notice that you'll see sometimes these things actually reoccur if you look at it a different way. And self-destruction is kind of one of those things. You know, one of the things about it is when bad things happen to us, um, a lot of it has to do with it. It kind of starts in our head. You know, um, some situations you can't escape from, and I know that happens. So it's not like everything bad that happened to someone is their fault. Like I would never insinuate that. But the thing about it is sometimes certain events in our lives that turn out to end up being negative is because of how we thought about it and how we let it fester in our mind, and then it materialized into our reality. You know what I mean? Like I can think of times when um, things weren't going well for me at a job, and even though on the outside I may have been, polite or at least not doing anything out of character to get me fired or to make me want to leave or um, to make my day go bad. But my attitude was bad because I was upset about the situation at the job, and I can see in certain ways how that caused a downward effect of me either getting into it with a boss or quitting, finding another job, instead of me, even though I got to deal with these situations, you know, you got to be able to deal with situations with a positive attitude. And when your attitude is negative, it clouds your judgment. Um, and it puts you down on a playing field with people who may be accusing you, with your accusers. When you deal with these lower vibration type stuff, especially if you're a good person, you don't know how to navigate the way these people that are more nefarious navigate. And sometimes just with the attitude you have, you play right into their hands. Whatever, they can cover a lot of different situations. Everybody has situations at jobs with people that you don't necessarily want to deal with anymore, or you know, has done things that, um, you know, sorry about that. I had to handle something real quick. But anyway, like I was saying, you know, when you're in these jobs and you put yourself in a situation where people are working against you and you have a bad attitude, depends on how nefarious they are. Because sometimes you deal with people that you don't know what they're up to, especially if they, are Masons or certain things. They know how to play the game. They know a game how to play that you have no idea how to play, and you have no idea what's going on. Some people are just cunning and um, conniving, and they know how to play that game, and they know how to play with your emotions. And so, anyway, when you deal in that negative atmosphere of, you're just in that negative place, you're really in their wheelhouse, and you give them the advantage. You may still have to find another job. You may have to quit. You may have to tell the boss, hey, this is what it is, and I can't deal with it. But It's about the way you deal with it. How was your attitude during this process? You know, because when you deal in self, when you deal with the stuff in your mind first, because you got to realize if you have a bad attitude and you in dealing in fear and things like that, you got to understand that okay, what's happening here? Like what's actually happening here? You know what I mean? Like you're thinking about quitting. You're thinking about what if they fire me? You thinking about all this negative stuff that's just bringing you down, and it's just clouding your judgment, and you end up making a bad decision, and on top of other bad decisions, even though maybe you didn't cuss and rah rah about it. You know what I mean? Maybe you should have stayed at that job and stuck your ground. But I'm just saying, when you have negative thoughts, you only lead more to your own self destruction. Not saying you're going to avoid everything, but having a negative attitude is definitely going to enhance the chances of a negative outcome, you know? And so that's kind of where, I'll kind of end with that. And then, and we'll get to more into self love here in a second, you know? Um, and one thing I just wanted to run by in between these two subjects, and isn't it just something how Dr. Fauci, man, I knew things was going to be dropping, and I knew it was a matter of time. I wrote on my Facebook about a year ago. I said, "People, get ready for your heroes about to fall. They about to fall. Like fall from grace they ain't never seen before. I hope people ready. That favorite person you used to love watching. Better be careful who you watch these days, because it's gonna be bad for a lot of people. They ain't gonna be able to take it. But what about Dr. Fauci? Huh? I didn't see that coming. This one heck of a red pill. All these people taking that vaccine, wearing these masks. Okay, so if we can discredit Dr. Fauci, we can just discredit the whole CDC, can't we? What do CDC guidelines mean now? I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, you woke folks out here, you know what I mean. I mean, it's to the point of stupidity. I mean, you, there's some stuff that's coming that ain't funny, but some of this stuff you got to look back at it and laugh. Because, before when he was trying to tell folks, oh, you didn't know what the heck he was talking about. But Lord have mercy. Fauci, oh, Lord, them emails. Them emails? Ooh, 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 ooh. Man, Arizona about to hit. Fauci done, I don't even know. He on a ticking time bomb, man. I don't even, I can't speculate, but how more bad can it get? What's going to get worse? There's a lot more they can tell you. But I'm talking about before they just hammer. I mean, if I got the vaccine right now, I'd be mad as hell. Ooh, I'd be mad. Ooh. Yeah, we would have, I would be calling lawyers here. We should get some kind of lawsuit going, because that's crazy what's going on. Gain of function research. Wow. Whew. Well, let's just see how this works out. It's going to be fun to watch. But anyway, let's talk about self-love. And, it's something recently that I've kind of acquired myself. I've always had, I feel like I've always been wise for my age, mature, it's a mature person, try to think things clearly. And, but I've been dealing with these higher vibration stuff and understanding this. And I'm watching this manifest in my life. So I don't tell people something that I don't see manifesting, or that I don't see happening. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, self-love, you got to realize something. That nothing separates you from God's love. Nothing. There's nobody that can separate you from God's love. If you realize that, and you realize that He has a great future in store for you, then everything else you ain't got to worry about, really. But the thing about it is, I think sometimes we get too caught up in these physical bodies and what we look like what kind of house we got, what kind of car we drive, how tall we are, the shade color of our skin, or maybe even the conditions of your body. Maybe you got a weak body. Maybe you got a sick body. Maybe you're dealing with some kind of illness. But no matter what, sit back and love yourself. Love yourself because you know God got your back. And this ain't your last hurrah. You know, when you learn to love yourself, it puts you in a higher, because once you love yourself and you know God loves you and you've experienced God's love, then you know there's nothing else to worry about. Once you know that for a fact, what can people say? What can they say when you understand and identify in your brain that God made you? You are a son of God. You are a daughter of God. Who can come against that? Like, who can come against you at that? Who can judge you? Who can talk about how you look and your conditions in any shape, form, or fashion? You might got this or that. Good for you. See past the physical stuff and focus on love and the love that you have inherited and the love that's inside you and the love that keeps you connected to your Creator. If you can focus on that and stay in that mindset, and I'm trust me, I'm not perfect at it. It is, I had some trials last week that kind of brought me down, and I had to, I had to hurry up and get closure for it. You know what I mean? Come to terms for what it is and put myself back in a higher mindset because I know I was going back into work that next week, and I want to go to work in a super high love vibration every day because that's where you see the most snakes at. Y'all know that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, but once you love yourself and you understand how to keep yourself in a higher vibration of love and continuous love and always. Now, I'm not talking about being a person that's soft and won't stick up for themselves. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about if somebody comes slap you, let them give you, let them slap the other cheek. I'm not saying that. Okay? What I'm saying is deal with everything on a higher level of positivity, and I'm gonna tell you why. And one of the keys through that is self-love. To love yourself. You cannot be down about yourself and keep yourself in a higher level of love and a higher level of thinking. Because a higher level of love, of thinking, and the energy of love that you get, that's the closer you get to God. To understand love is to understand God. Tell me. Okay? So, you cannot keep yourself in a higher state of love if you always woe is me. I'm mad about this. I'm mad about this. This is going bad. That is going bad. If it's going bad, change your reality. Change the things in your life that you don't like. By your thoughts, about your direction, by the way you're walking. Change the way you're thinking. Do things differently. If you walk towards a goal, good things will come. Okay, you're talking to somebody that's seen the lows, been to the lows, and I'm not, it's not a bad thing for me, but it builds strength. But what I'm telling you, I know it's possible. So I don't even listen to people's sad stories. I don't even want to hear it. Like all the stuff that I had, that I've overcame, like I don't want to hear it. It ain't even no. There's people that overcame way more than me. So don't get me wrong. Like I'm some badass about that situation. I'm not saying I am, but I know that if you put your mind to it, you can overcome anything. That's what I do know. And so, I don't want to make this video too long, and maybe I have already, but the thing about it is And what I want to just get out is when you keep yourself in a higher mindset of love, and I want to tie this all together back to where I started with the self-destruction in the job situation. When you keep yourself at a higher state of love, them little people that coming after you, they're like dealing in the low vibration realms of deceit and conniving and accusing you and all that stuff. Just stand on your truth. Stand on your truth and love and reason. And they will never see you coming. They can't attack you. Because no matter how hard they try, they can never reach that level. You know, they can never reach that level because when you get to that level, it's a level of enlightenment. So you're enlightenment, so you see their moves. You can expect their moves. You can predict their moves. I mean, if you really want to, you can set a lot of traps too. I choose not to do things like that because I think that just takes my vibration down. But you see the board so clearly. The more clearly you see the board, the better chance you have to win. You know, that's all I'm trying to say about that. The better you see the board, the better chance you got to win. So it's up to you. You can make that decision. If you in self-destruct mode, you hinder how well you're going to see the board. If you're in a love vibration, keeping yourself above all the negative energy, then you look down from above and you can see the whole board, and you will know which way to move, when it's time to move, and everything like that. So I mean, that's really it for today. I might do another video. I hope y'all enjoyed this piece. I hope y'all got something out of it. And I just thank y'all for watching. Appreciate it.